You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Sid versus Connor on a Friday night. Doesn't get any better than that. Let's get into it with the lead.
Not hard.
There's no time for jokes when it's a matchup this important.
Captain Sid
against assistant captain Connor. Yes. Future top line at the Four Nations face-off. Anybody?
Oh, I don't think so.
Make Connor a winger. Hashtag make Connor a
Are
winger.
they doing like the Nova Scotia line of McKinnon, Marchand, and Crosby?
Maybe.
Bringing some of that maritime mania.
Welcome into the show, live on Oilers Nation YouTube, live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. Maybe a Four Nations face-off 97 jersey in your future. I mean, they're pretty sharp.
Tempting.
I mean, when was the last time you've been able to buy a 97 Team Canada jersey?
It's tempting.
Has he ever worn it?
I do plan on going on the international circuit.
What do you mean?
Taking the show live, or taking it on the road, like I really want to go to World Championships. I don't know if Connor will be playing in one ever again, but maybe
hopefully not.
But hopefully not exactly. But Olympics, I'd love to attend one of these and have a really sick Canada jersey.
What about taking this show on the road for Four Nations face-off?
Working on it.
Oh,
whoa,
ooh,
But don't no promises. There's a big lift there.
Okay. Anyways, jerseys look cool. Here's what's coming up today on a game day, a Sherwood Ford Giant game day edition of the show. Jason Demers is going to swing by, the former NHLer and current NHL Network analyst. You also see him on Prime Coast to Coast Hockey every once in a while.
Can't swing a cat without seeing Jason Demers now.
He is everywhere. His star is just gone that way recently. Yeah. But he's going to swing by for his weekly appearance on the show. Full lineup report, giant question, game notes, all of that usual stuff. We're also going to take a look around the NHL for a moment, but it's a game day. Edmonton taking on Pittsburgh, and I'm in a totally different mindset. I don't think I've ever been at this point in my Oilers fandom, and maybe last year towards the end I was, but there is no matchup. When you sit and map out a run for the Oilers, there is no matchup where I'm like, ooh, that's probably a scheduled loss. I go into every game being like, oh, if they play well, they're going to win tonight.
Well, I guess when you're the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup at the start of the season, you should probably have that feeling, especially in October.
Yeah, no, that is fair. But again, tonight, not that Pittsburgh is by any means a juggernaut or a cup contender, but I do think some people are writing them off a little bit quicker than they should. Goaltending struggles aside, they are 3-4-1 to start the year, so points in 5 of their 8 games. You see here the head-to-head. They're scoring at a decent clip. It's basically just been Tristan Jarry that has absolutely tanked their goals against per game, but they're not going to be playing him anytime soon. So again, if they get decent goaltending, they're a good out.
They own us on the PK, it looks like, and the PP.
Yeah, it's not hard to be better than the Oilers special teams wise right now. So we are going to get into that in a little bit too.
That's bad.
The Oilers special teams is really, really bad right now.
It's the reason they're losing games.
Absolutely. It's the reason they're losing games. They're 2-4-1. If you could get what the Penguins have from their special teams right now, the Oilers are probably 4-2-1. Mix in a couple of kills, couple of clutch power play goals, and they win more hockey games. So anyways, that's disappointing. It's going to be a topic of conversation today for sure, but a new thing we're doing with our friends at Sherwood Ford, the Giant, because it is a Sherwood Ford Giant game day, and they are hockey fans helping hockey fans. Nation Valet, anybody? More details coming soon, but it's your chance to get a valet service. And here's what I love about this. They taught Jay and I this the other day. You don't have to have gotten your vehicle at Sherwood Ford to use their valet service. If you drive whatever make or model and your vehicle needs an oil change, call Sherwood Ford, say, I drive a Honda Accord and I need an oil change and I'd like the Nation Valet service. They will come pick it up, get your oil changed, and bring your vehicle back to you. It's unbelievable convenience. And now with Nation Valet, there's a chance to win stuff too.
Stay in our collective sweet spot of being lazy. Let them do all the work.
Yeah. If you're
too do it. They want to do it. They want to do it. Let them do it.
They are hockey fans helping hockey fans, and because they are hockey fans, they are our new supplier of 3 fast facts for the game. Hit it, Aaron.
This is the 16th meeting between the Oilers and the Penguins since Connor McDavid entered the league. Each team has won 8 times.
Connor McDavid has 9 goals and 18 assists in those matchups, while Crosby only has 3 goals and 6 assists.
Former Oiler Jesse Puljujarvi has 1 goal and 4 assists with the Pittsburgh Penguins this year.
There you go. Some fast facts.
Yeah, that was not a scripted segment at all.
Well, no, they were reading off a script.
know.
I think that's okay. I think that's okay to admit.
We're teaching them. We're bringing them into the content game.
We are. One thing that definitely stood out there was Connor McDavid, almost 2 points per game against the Penguins.
Yeah,
9 goals.
Got to show up.
9 goals and 18 assists for 97 in 14 career games against the Penguins. Crosby only has 9 points in that stretch. Now, he does have that one OT winner, if you remember from a few years ago.
Strome.
He absolutely undressed Ryan Strome.
Pants are still in the rafters.
Yeah.
And how about this from our boy Bob Stauffer? The Oilers have won 6 straight games against Pittsburgh over the last 3 seasons. That is wild. Outscoring them 33-9. McDavid, 27 points, plus 14 in 14 career games played against the Penguins. That is wild that the Oilers have won 6 straight against the Penguins. Does that make me a little bit nervous for this hockey game here tonight? Yeah, because I think if you're a Penguins fan, you can sit there and say, hey, we're kind of due for one. As Davin says, they're due. Uh-oh.
Puljujarvi revenge game, hat trick. You know he's gonna be trying.
He came back last year as a Penguin, right? Yeah, he definitely would have.
No, wasn't he scratched?
Pretty sure this is his first game back in Edmonton.
I think he was a healthy scratch.
Preston Hodgkinson will fill you in on that info later today on pre-gaming because he had an exclusive sit down with Pool Party and he's coming on my show.
Yes, Preston
Not
Hodgkinson
Pool
will be
Party,
on.
Preston.
Yeah, Preston will be. Yeah, but he got the one-on-one with JP, and he wrote a story about it. He'll have more on that
JP,
later
what do we
tonight.
call him that?
JP, just Puljujarvi?
I understand that.
Because that's
when
all
did we ever call him that?
That's just what Tyler does with names now.
Oh,
AB,
okay.
AB, he calls me AB.
No time.
JP, TY.
JD.
Not thank you.
I don't do LH.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Those 2 letters don't roll together well.
LH.
Gregor called me that once.
LH?
LH.
Oh,
He said,
geez.
"What up, LH?" And I was like, I don't know if that works, Gregor. Sorry. And what I was going to say was, obviously the Ryan Strome thing is very memorable and fresh, but I feel like the others have had a lot of moments.
5 years ago.
But it's still like everyone remembers it so
6
much.
years ago, actually.
You remember it, though.
Yeah.
I was
that's what
hosting the
mean.
Swedes. I had the Swedes.
Oh. But there's been other moments too. Like, do you remember the game McDavid got injured against Pittsburgh and Draisaitl had to kind of take over the game?
Oh, yeah.
And then there was also last season, wasn't that?
They were like, sorry, in that game, they were playing like shit.
They were terrible.
McDavid got hurt, went down the tunnel, and for the next 8 minutes, Draisaitl had 3 of the best shifts I can remember him having, and the Oilers never looked back in that hockey game.
Yeah, he was amazing. And then wasn't it last season that Calvin Pickard had the shutout against him that didn't count?
Because of the concussion spotter, you're right.
Yeah, so
He stopped 40-some shots.
Yeah, he was really good.
Really good.
And Skinner came in for a minute and
A minute and a half.
Yeah. What a random thing to happen in a game, too. Like, how many times I feel like a goalie gets hit in the head every game?
No.
With the puck, at one point, I bet that a puck kind of catches him high, no?
Nope.
Okay, then how many times have you seen a goalie pulled for that is the point. 0. The answer is once.
Which would also show your correlation of them getting hit in the head.
But it still happens
Every
often
time a
enough.
goalie gets hit in the head, tweet Liam and Jay. And every time a
When they
goalie doesn't, tweet Liam and Jay.
When they played Nashville, Pickett literally got whacked
Well, you're
in the
probably
head.
muted.
He might
Okay.
be.
Okay, first off, we need to get into that. Mike says Lehman is a much better name than LHTBH.
Yes.
And I then, during our athletics together over the summer, I shortened Lehman to just Leams. And that works really well. When
I
you're
like Leams.
Leams. Anywho, Jay made the comment about the mute list.
I am not poopy
Ah.
pants. I just will not subscribe to the fact that Liam says a goalie gets hit in the head every game. How's that poopy pants?
Your vibe's a little off
I
today,
was
though.
going to say, I felt attacked, Jay.
Oh my god!
I think you're having a great vibe.
Yeah.
You came in with a lot of energy today.
Oh.
I'm coming. Trust me. I'm bringing a lot of energy today. You haven't been able to give me an opportunity to do it,
Well,
and then silly things get said like goalies get hit in the head with the puck every game.
But the point was that they get often.
I'm
hit in the
sorry when
head.
something so crazy and hyperbolic like that gets said. I have to call bullshit.
What was crazier? Me saying that or Pickard getting pulled in that game for getting a puck to the head. Because
Yeah.
of how often it happens
So,
in the NHL.
High five. I will agree with that. That is crazy. then you double down with something that totally devalued that statement with
wasn't
something
that
so
bad.
silly.
First, you yelled at me in the office 2 days ago, and now you're yelling at Lehman on the show.
It's easy for especially Tyler to go out and say that right now. But if anyone in this chat was witness to this, it was like a father just disappointed. It was like your son who is no longer, or daughter, no longer wearing diapers, potty trained, and just up, and knows to go to the bathroom, knows where all the bathroom and potties are, but just decides to just randomly choose that this room and the carpet on it is the place to perform bathroom acts on.
First off, insane analogy, because I know how to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Two, that feels like something you may be going through recently.
No. Crawford is dialed. She is dialed. We might have to do a lot of like bush peas and street peas, but she tells me she needs to pee.
Okay. All right.
I made a poll if goalies get hit in the head every game.
53% yes.
50.
We can ask Demers about this when he pops on. You said the Liam mute list. You, before the show started today, revealed the number to me. And I am curious, Jay, because you're now just walking into this.
Okay, yeah.
How many accounts do you think he has muted?
Okay, well, first of all, I don't think I have any account muted. So
I don't think I have two.
Anything north of one sounds egregious. So but Liam thinking willing to say statements of goalies get hit in the head all the time, and probably not many other statements like that, probably has to mute a lot of people, because there's a lot of people like me out there being like bullshit. So there's probably like 320 of us.
Ooh, 120. Any other get? Oh, Jay's the only one that doesn't know. It is not 320.
Okay.
He's a little bit less than that. But
how big is my army?
You're only about 60 off, I think.
Yeah.
Who's got the time? Who's got the time?
I would like to make a point on this. I don't mute people when they like go at me on Twitter. When I see something on Twitter, I'm like, you're dumb and I don't want to listen to you anymore. I mute them.
Just horrible whenever they call you British.
No, most of them are Vancouver and Calgary fans.
So you're at, what was the dead on number? Do we have the screenshot?
Yeah. So for the record, the reason I went to go and look is because I went to mute a word today. I muted the word Broberg. I'm so tired of seeing people.
He's trending all the time.
He's doing amazing. Good for him. But I'm so tired of people complaining about him not being here anymore. He's not here. Move on. I've already said that once, but that's why I'm muted. So I have 13 words muted, 33 people blocked.
I've got a question then for you with just that statement you just said there.
Yeah.
Do you ever reference the Darnell Nurse contract?
Not often.
Okay, just that was my check. I'm not calling you out for doing it or not, but you make that statement. I have to bring up this other statement to see if they align.
Fair enough. No, not often enough.
So I went to go look at mine. I have 14 accounts muted. One of them is Elon. Two of them are accounts that give Big Brother updates because I was sick of seeing spoilers. And one of them is the Africa by Toto bot.
Oh, Mike, I have that one as well.
Because I thought Zach Lang, and I love Zach, he was on a run where he would retweet that 5 to 6 times a week.
What's the tweet?
It's just random lyrics from the song Africa by Toto tweeted out.
Jam.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Oh, the account announced in 2013 that it doesn't work anymore.
Well, thank goodness.
So
in 2013,
or like 2023. But I definitely have Elon muted. And then I have the only muted word I have is hashtag Oilers roll call. Because remember when they used to do that before games and then retweet like 40 people? And I got so sick of getting the alerts. But you had a thing, and I'm not going to name names, but there are people who are guests on our show, not regulars, but people who have appeared on our show who you muted, and you're like, they're a great guy. I just don't want to see their tweets, but I want to give them the follow, like give them the little hat tip, but you mute them so you don't see anything they post. That's crazy, bro.
But I don't do it out of like because I dislike them. I do it because I would follow them. So it's like to give a more of an idea of it. It was people from other teams that come on the show, and then they tweet a lot about that team.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like I don't care in that moment. But when they come around and we play that team again,
you'll unmute.
I'll unmute them so I can get ready for the game.
That's
Yeah.
That sounds like
See, and now this
that
is so
sounds
much
like
effort.
a lot of
No,
administration.
it's not that
Like,
bad. It's not
how
that
much
bad.
time do you have in your day?
Wake up. Who's on
New
who's on
people.
the schedule this week? Got to unblock my Predators
He
and
just
Red Wings report.
Gets
yet?
up in the morning, pours himself a cup of tea,
Okay.
opens up the mute list.
We need to say the number.
Yeah. Okay, we're running. So what was the final number?
259.
259 muted accounts, 33 blocked accounts.
Wow, who are you, Mark Spector?
And 12 muted words. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, we are running
Jeez.
behind. We need to quickly give some love to Benjamin for the super chat, $13.99. Shout out Benjamin. By the way, the super chat, it's going to charity. We're announcing our charity next week. I messed up on my last super chat because he donated $50 the other day and didn't say anything. But here's the question: when does Philp get the call up? It's probably going to take an injury at this point. I wouldn't hold your breath until Christmas. Okay. Star Mechanical Guest Line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can check them out online at starmechanical.ca. They've been doing it and doing it well in the Edmonton area for north of 20 years. Speaking of doing it well, former NHLer, current NHL Network analyst Jason Demers joins us. How many muted accounts do you think you have?
2. I think honestly only 2. Maybe not even. I don't even know if I
Normal human being.
I honestly don't even know if I knew what that was fully until I was listening to you guys off air, and I was like, "You could do that?" I'm just
You
kidding.
sure can.
Question is,
on it
the question is, am I muted?
No, you're fine. We're on good
for
terms.
now.
For now.
For
yeah.
now.
Okay, yeah. All right, we're on good terms. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
Okay,
What's going on, boys?
well, the
How are
Oilers
you, question is, how are you guys feeling?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I think I'm okay. In our office here at Nation HQ, we used to do a thing where every day or after every game on our big whiteboard, you update what the Oilers record is. And Liam has erased it and just wrote, "Ask me in December," and won't let anyone update the record anymore. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the Pacific wasn't such a shit show in itself, it'd probably be more worrisome. But, lucky for the Oilers that no one has really seized that. And you got to think, other than Calgary, but you got to think Calgary will kind of even out a little bit. And so really it's anybody's game in the Pacific comparatively to the only issue is I really can't pick more than 3 teams in the Pacific making the playoffs. So it's going to be kind of a race at the end. I don't know if you're going to beat out 5 teams in the Central. So that wild card spot's going to be interesting, but obviously we're still early but they got a lot to work on.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to work on. And you know what doesn't help is when we sit here and have to have conversations about, should Dermott play over Emberson? And where's the best spot for Stetcher? And Philip Broberg has like 8 points already.
Yeah, I think I tweeted that this offseason. I was like, listen, pay him that money because it's hard to find that kind of smooth skating defenseman in the league that can play 200 foot. Like if you look throughout the league, like this is not just like an indictment on the Oilers. I was just talking to my wife about this because I'm looking at rosters and I'm like, man, if you're a steady defenseman, this is the time to be in the NHL because there is a lot of opportunity to play on a lot of teams because there's not that many great 200-foot defensemen. Like there's not a ton of them. There's not a huge vat to pick from like there was, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, where you could just there was guys looking for jobs. Like obviously Justin Schultz is one who just left, and you can maybe say Kevin Shattenkirk as an older guy, but like if you're a young guy, like get your money if you're a solid 200-foot defenseman because there is a place for you somewhere in the league. So I feel like, losing both those guys was huge. Obviously, I didn't love the number, the offer sheet, but Broberg definitely warranted at least spending that money because regardless of if he performed to it or not in a year or two, you could have traded him and somebody would have paid and retained some salary. I just think if you were looking at up and down the lineup of what you had coming up in the system, and I'm at the point where I'm like, give Phil Kemp a try and give some guys a try down there and start bringing some guys up and seeing what you have and see if you can kind of piece together a decor. But they obviously looking forward. I said it last time, they're going to make a trade. I can't imagine Stan Bowman's looking at this being like, we're winning a cup. And nothing against the guys in the locker room there. I think they're all great guys. They're all NHL players. But, looking at who you have to beat, you need to shore up that decor a little bit more. And I mean, and the top and the guys up front need to start playing like the skill to their level. So, and I think that's just a feeling out process, but they need to kind of, it's kind of one of those things where, this is why you got to love the Edmonton Oilers fan base. Like, everybody understands and they're very knowledgeable from last year. And everybody's like, okay, all right, we lost that game. No, all good. No, okay, we're okay. We're not off the hot start. You can start seeing like people are starting to like get tighter, and it's like, come on, let's figure it out now. Come on, this is getting a little, don't do this again to us. So it's it's great.
Yeah, we're
We're 5 games away from 2-9-1.
What could be?
There's no way. I'm not.
No, they're not hitting that again.
I know, but I'm not even saying to be dire. It's like, let's just get us in our office and then get on with the season.
Yeah, let's just get to 2-9-1 is what you're saying, and then let's just roll.
Yeah,
move on.
I got to find some kind of delicious flavor of Kool-Aid to drink, and that's the only flavor out there right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if there's a team, it's tonight to get right game for for not Pittsburgh, but for Edmonton.
Yeah. Let's just go beat up on Sidney Crosby.
Easy peasy.
Easy. Come on.
What do you make of this Pittsburgh team though? They probably are a team you could go up against and have a good game.
I mean, they've allowed 3+ goals a game. So if you're an Edmonton team that's looking for offense, this is probably the game where you're like, okay, our boys. And if you've looked at Connor historically against the Penguins, he is very dominant. So this is looking like a 4-point night for the Oilers. Now, conversely, looking at the Oilers and that penalty kill, I can see a high scoring game right now tonight. Yeah, that's abysmal. You can't chalk that up to anything worse than what it is. That in itself is a number that I never thought I would see. As a former penalty killer, and that is like, and I know there's guys in that locker room that take pride in that penalty kill, and it's probably eating them up. And obviously, you can look at the power play, 28th in the NHL, or 28th. Yeah, I mean, the power play hasn't been good. They switched up the lines, which I thought would never happen. So credit to them for like saying, "Hey, whoever's going, got to get going." But that penalty kill, you can't win in the NHL with a penalty kill under 75%, let alone 54%. So they got to figure that out. That's when I see that number, it's like, obviously a goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. It's just simple fact. But other than that, it is guys are not in sync. And that's the biggest thing. Guys are not in sync. And then you could say the structure of the penalty kill, but not much has changed from last year other than some personnel. So they got to get on the same page and in a hurry, because you can't be, let alone win the Stanley Cup. You can't make the playoffs with a 54% penalty kill. I'd be hard pressed to find a team with a PK under 60 that made the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, and it's early, obviously they'll chalk that number up, but that's penalty kill numbers are hard to build up. Like, you really need to go on a run. And I get worried, but I'm also like, this team is good, but I'm also at like, I'm sure I'm like Oilers fans, like, what's the right amount of time to give them before we're like panic button?
Yeah.
And that's it. Maybe 2-9-1, but I think I don't know if it's the same team that came back from 2-9-1 as last year, and they're older. They've lost some speed. They got some more veterans, but can this team in the dog days stay healthy and go on a streak? And that's the thing I've been harping on. I know the top guys will, but the big reason they had that 16-game winning streak was their depth guys and their depth decor, and you're asking those guys to do a lot. So that's where it's like, come on, boys. One more for the Gipper.
The worst penalty kill in a single season in the last 25 years in the NHL was the Devils in 2020, 2021, and even that was 71%. So right now the Oilers are about 18% worse than the worst penalty kill that's existed in the last 25 years in the sport, which is sad. They're taking on Sidney Crosby tonight. You got a good Sid story from your playing days?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because he was on the Amazon show, and we don't get that. How was he on the show? His interview, was it good? Did you
No,
watch
he
it?
was Sid. It was pretty
It was
standard.
Sid. Yeah, it was Sid. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was gonna maybe be on that show. I'm on next week's for the Halloween edition. The spooky edition. But yeah, I played him. I don't know which injury it was, but it's his big concussions when he was out for a while. And I was with Dallas. I'm pretty sure that's when he came back. And it was one of his first games back or his second game back, and might have been his first game back. And I just remember getting the face off, and I was the starting lineup, and he was starting on the left wing. And I'm like, we're in the room, and I'm like, oh, he's coming back from the concussions, and he'll kind of be slow and take his time, wait his way in. And we win the face off, and it kind of goes to like our bench. So I skate back and I go to like pull it back, and he just absolutely fucking railroads me. And I'm just like peeling myself up from the ice, and I'm like, well, I guess Sid's not waiting into this game. And he was like, I think he was, I don't know what he had in that game, but he was like fantastic. And I just I have a million stories of watching him growing up, and not even growing up or the same age, but like growing up in the sense of growing up in the league. And he was scoring that goal against Team USA. And I was my first year in the minors, and I was watching that. And I mean, we all root for Sid, and, Connor's got that same lore around him that even if you hate him, you kind of root for him, and that he's the best in the world. And, I loved Connor saying he gets the captaincy at the Four Nations, because I think we're all thinking the same thing. Like, it's Sid's the captain until he's retired of whatever Canadian team he's on, and then it's Connor, but it's Sid, and it's just the respect that he gets and he's earned, obviously. But yeah, I mean, every time I played against him was so much fun, and loved getting into battles with him. And I mean, I tell you what, a second period at the PPG Arena is a scary sight to see. It's like every time you're playing, you go into that rink and you're like, don't expect to get a call in the second period at PPG, because it just gets tilted in their favor. And there's just something about that. Those years, they were fantastic, where you would feel so good in the first period, and then you'd hit the second with that long change at that rink, and they would just hem you in, and you'd be on the penalty kill for the whole period, and they would just light the lamp. And it was just fun to be a part of, and fun to compete against that.
I got one more, and it's on the Oilers heading into tonight. But you mentioned new look power play, new look lines again. They have not ran with these same forward lines for more than 2 consecutive games early on in this season. But you said they're out of sync. And I guess this is maybe a little bit of like what came first, chicken or the egg thing. But like, are they out of sync because they aren't staying with the same lines and they keep going to the blender because they're losing? Or do they have to keep going to the blender because they're losing and they're out of sync? Like, do I read too much into consistent lines game over game? Like, I keep sitting here being like, play Emberson for 5 straight games and let him learn from his mistakes and see what you got, and play Skinner and Arvidsson with these same guys for a few games and let them get acclimated, specifically Arvidsson, I suppose, in this case. But am I reading too much into it or putting too much stock into consistent lines?
I think it's hard, because I think if your ownership, you're the GM, you're the man, you're Sam Bowman and the brain trust there, or you're Knobloch. I think you look at the lineup and, you're optimistic, and you have to be optimistic. But I think when you look at that, you're like, it's not as good as our team last year. We do have some more skill in certain areas, but I feel like the chemistry and the mesh between everybody was way better than it seems last year. And let's make no bones about it. Like, they are severely missing Evander Kane. And Evander Kane getting this surgery is probably the best thing that happened for him in terms of being an Edmonton Oiler. Because if you're watching these games, like, he's a big missing piece. And I don't think I would have said that at the start of the year. I was very bullish on them to start the year, and seeing Skinner, seeing Arvidsson, and it just hasn't clicked. And yeah, the tough thing is like, how long do you stick with lines and how long do you break them up? But that's kind of always been Edmonton. Edmonton's always throwing the lines around all the time, and you've never really seen, other than if they go on a long winning streak, it's very much like if they lose, it changes. Now I'd like to see Skinner and Arvidsson with Leon longer and have those guys just stick together. But I just don't know if that's ever been the MO of the team and how they've run it. So, I think they're really trying to find something. I think they had that third line emerge in the playoffs at Connor Brown, Henrique, and Janmark, and they just haven't really found that same prowess they had in that cup run. I think that's a big issue too, because that was such a big line as an engine, and it just hasn't really worked. And Janmark's kind of the guy that gets thrown around up and down the lineup. I know you mentioned Noah Philp. I think at one point this season, he's going to come up, and when he comes up, he's going to stay. I think they need a guy like him right now. They need a little bit of youthful enthusiasm on the fourth line, and they need some pep to come in and really kind of drive, because I can't believe I didn't mention his name. And I think it's a guy they really missed that was very underrated and probably not appreciated till now. But Ryan McLeod, I think, is a guy that didn't really show up on the score sheet, but was a minute killer for the times he played. He was good on the penalty kill. He was great on the penalty kill and provided them with a lot of speed in the bottom six. I feel like they lost a little bit of that, which was important. So, those guys, you kind of add those young guys up that they lost, that you're like, oh, we can get rid of them. They weren't turning out to these superstars, but like they played a huge part in where they got in terms of the energy they brought. I mean, also you got to take into account in the dressing room, the chemistry of, if you talk to any of the guys on the team, Ryan McLeod, Warren Fogle, those were like big glue guys in the room. Holloway as well, like was that little, kid running around, and those guys were pretty integral, keeping things light in the dressing room. And I don't know what it's like now in the room, because I don't know those guys, and I'm sure it's just getting used to those different personalities. But now it's more veteran guys in the room, so they might not be as, they're more business, and they're getting in and out of the rink. They're going to see their families. It's not the same as having young kids running around chickens with their heads cut off and being idiots and not knowing that they're not being professional. But sometimes that helps loosen up guys and relax. So that's just, them having brought in a ton of new faces and having it all fit together. But like you guys said, I don't want it to get to 2-9-1. And I do think there's a little bit of grace period with the fact that the Pacific is kind of wide open, which is a good thing for Edmonton. But there's a lot that needs to get ironed out quick. And I kind of said it last week, and last week I said it, and I thought they were going to kind of come out of it. And now this week I'm like, okay, got to figure it out. Like, we got to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and who's on board and who's not on board, and let's roll. So it's just, I don't know. I'm in a weird spot with Edmonton. I was so bullish on them. I picked them to be my cup winners this year. I had them against the Devils, and I'm on the fence now. I went from being super bullish to like, I don't know which way to lean, because it just doesn't feel the same, doesn't feel like the buzz is the same as it was last year. And even watching the guys on the ice, I just don't know what's missing. So, and that's for them to kind of figure out in the room, and the ownership and also the coaching staff has to kind of find what buttons to push. But, it'd be a shame if they keep rolling on this trend. So, because it's hard to win those 16-game, 10-game winning streaks every single year. It's a hard thing to do.
But it'll happen. It'll happen. Drink the Kool-Aid.
It'll happen.
I lied about it being the last one. The Oilers did their big autograph session day at West Edmonton Mall, where all the players sit at tables and long lines. Yesterday, we asked Tyler Ennis what's the weirdest thing he ever had to sign, and he said someone came up to him with a baby and said, "I named my baby Enzo after you," and Ennis signed the baby. What's the weirdest thing you ever got asked to sign?
And there's always weird. I always laugh like when you get these like little kids that would come in line and they didn't know who you were, and their parents just brought them because they were the diehards, and they'd be like, "Can you sign my hand?" And you're like, "You're gonna wash that." Like, and then like the next kid behind's like, "Yeah, sign my hand. Can you sign my arm?" And you're like, "Sure." Like this is cool. And then the kid's going home and just washing it off. So it was always something like that. I signed a shoe once. Shoe once. Did I do a set of tits? I did like a chest once, a woman's chest. And that was kind of fun. Sorry, I said. I mean,
no,
tits
that's
is
fine.
fine, yeah.
But did you like go to your wife there for like confirmation on
Yeah,
that?
It was pre my wife. It was pre my wife.
No, I know, but I heard. Yeah, no, all good. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, no, my wife's the one that said tits in the back.
Yeah, that we heard that. So
you heard it? Yeah. No, it's not.
Great.
Yeah,
team effort. Love it.
Yeah, she likes to listen in, so she loves your guys' podcast. So that's why I'm still doing it. I said no, but she's like, "Can you?"
Well,
she's like, I want to say tits on air.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we did say that we're a little worried you're getting a little bit too big time for us because you're all over the place. NHL Network, Amazon, but we do really appreciate.
I'm here. Who's the one texting you every day, every Friday, being like, "Hey, you got?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't know you were coming on." I'm like, get your shit together.
Amen to that.
Okay, enough. Also, you're a constant in my life, so I feel like I don't need to check in with you like 2 days before the hit like I do with some other guests. I know you're reliable.
I feel like you're the kind of guy that like is either late to everything or you will like text something last minute to these guys being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we got a show in like 30. Are you guys coming?" And you guys like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I just they got away from me." You've said it like 2 weeks in a row to me. You're like, "Oh yeah, sorry man, forgot to text it. They got away from me. Can you come on in 20 minutes?" And then last week, same thing. I was like, you said the same thing to me last week.
Yeah. Do you realize he eats his lunch while he drives into work, and it's normally like a microwavable like pasta dish or microwave pasta dish that he's eating while he's driving?
So I wasn't far off. You sir, are a heated mess. That's what they call it. You are a heated mess.
I appreciate you airing all that in front of my boss, Jason.
I know. I mean, listen, you're when the work's on, you're great.
He's our heated mess.
Yes, that's it. You need one of those because you bring it when you're on air. You can't. You gotta let a savant be a savant sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll text you next week at 11:55 a.m. Mountain. Thanks, Jason.
I'm coming on the show with a screen grab of 11:15. If it's not, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, boss man."
Enjoy the weekend.
Hey, you didn't ask my prediction tonight.
Okay, what's your prediction
tonight?
5-4 Oilers.
Oh, I have another question for you. Quickly.
Oh,
are you gonna dress up on the Halloween show?
Yeah, I asked them if I could for the open. So I don't know. Do you guys know Reno 911?
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go as Lieutenant Dangle probably.
You got the short shorts? Oh, buddy. Yes.
New boot goofing. Pure ostrich. I'm gonna see what we can do. Yeah, I'm obviously whatever I do decide to wear, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change once the show starts. I'm just gonna do it for the open. But I kind of asked them, I'm like, "Hey, is this all right?" Like, and they're like, "Sure." Like it has to be fun, but we could. I'm like, "All right, like you guys said it. I'm coming in first minute and a half. I'll be rocking." So I'll probably be fired after that. But now I have more time to do this, so it's great.
Yep, perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Twice a week.
Yeah,
twice a week. Yeah, Oilers 5-4 today.
Let's go.
Love
it. McDavid 3 tonight.
All right.
Let's go.
Points. All right.
Yep. Beautiful.
See you, boys.
There goes Jason Demers away into the afternoon, I suppose. God, that was like that 30 minutes flew by. Our job is so easy when Jason Demers pops on. Also, I was gonna apologize and be like, hey man, sorry we kept you late. But I tried to wrap that like 3 times, and he was
but then you said, "Oh no, one more question."
But then after that, I was,
that was
23 minutes.
You know when you ask a question, you're gonna get a good story.
Oh yeah,
and it's not a 1 minute story.
I'll have to tell my story next week. I wanted to tell him, but I felt to say it.
I know.
I'm keeping this guy along.
Liam's dad thought Jason still played.
Well, kinda.
Yeah.
So we were watching the day play the other day, Carolina.
I mean, he looks like he could still play.
Totally.
To be fair.
And he's like, "Where's Demers tonight?" I was like, "I don't know. He's on our show on Friday." He's like, "No, he's playing. I saw he was playing." It's like, "No, he's not." He's like, "He's next to Nurse." I was like, "Do you mean Travis Dermott?" He's like, "Yes." Oh yeah, that's his name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, get ready because we are what I like to call speed running the back half of the show.
What?
I love
Who
this.
cares?
What do you mean? Who cares? We have to do Oilers Nation Radio this afternoon, and it's a game day.
Okay. Can't go 3 minutes late.
No, we can go 3 minutes late. I'm just saying we're all like, if all things go well, we're probably going to go 15 late.
Well,
So
fair. Fair.
Let's get to tonight's lineups. It's our lineup report brought to you by Square. If you're like Jay and you run a restaurant, you're too busy for this ad. You're thinking about how to get more orders flowing, and new locations opened up. Oodle noodle. How many in the Edmonton area now?
16.
Hello. You need to get more customers and keep them coming back. So really, you're already thinking about Square because Square Restaurant Tech has already helped more than 400,000 restaurants all do those things and more. If you're thinking about how to make your restaurant better, think bigger, and think Square. Go to square.ca. See why Square is big in restaurants. Also, link in the description of today's episode. The lineup for the Edmonton Oilers is as follows: Nuge, McDavid, Hyman, and the second line, Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Arvidsson. I'm excited for this.
Let's go. Podkolzin point.
I think he played great against Dallas over the weekend. I thought he was good against Carolina, and I'm excited to see him in an elevated role. I hope they stick with this for a full 60.
I like him. I mean, we spoke about it yesterday. Like, I don't really have expectations for this guy because he seems somewhat reliable that he's going to go out there and give you an honest effort.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, he can contribute some offense soon because he feels like the type of player that once he gets rolling, he's going to get going.
There.
Yeah.
He's there. There's guys where you're like, that guy's never going to score a point ever. He's there.
He is. Third line, Henrique, Skinner, Connor Brown,
Love
Mulick.
it. Best third line in the league.
Mulick had a comment, the idea of the second line being a shutdown and Skinner on the third in more of a scoring third line role. Yes, it is, I think, wildly smart. This is a good top 9. And you know what? There's going to come a point later in the year after the deadline. Who knows? Maybe it's not till the playoffs where Evander Kane is back. And then all of a sudden, I like the idea of you just put Kane where that Podkolzin spot is. And all of a sudden, your top 9 is, again, one of the best in the NHL. This third line, I think, can really, really work in the right role with the right minutes. And Knobloch's been doing that. Fourth line, Derek Ryan, Corey Perry, and Matthias Janmark, as our boy JD says. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Stetcher, and Kulak with Emberson are your projected D pairings. Kulak and Emberson have actually had some really good numbers together. And so have Nurse and Stetcher. I've said this on, I feel like 20 shows already. This is the right way to line up the 6 defensemen. Keep it this way. I like this.
I like it too. I don't think Emerson deserved to fall out of the lineup the other night.
No.
I think he's done well. You just need to find some consistency. And I think it's more important in the blue line because of how fragile it is compared to the forward group. Like, the forwards are going to have their nights and be fine. But the decoy is what it is right now, and you need to know that these guys can be reliable. And I think that's probably the 6 I would go with more often than not.
100%. Starting in net tonight, expected to be Stuart Skinner, even though Pickard was 2-0 as an Oiler against the Penguins. There might have been a case to start picks tonight. But Stu's coming off a good game, so you reward him. He's your boy.
Yeah, you got to get him going.
Yep.
I trying to think. What was the game before Carolina? Dallas,
where Skinner was underwhelming, we said.
Yeah.
Not at fault, but underwhelming.
I felt like he got better every game from Calgary onwards. But yeah, that Dallas game really put a wrench in that idea. But he was really good last game.
And there you go. Stuart Skinner's numbers on the season. Again, one big game away from those things looking fine. Just needs to give us that big game here.
Wow. Okay. Sure.
Well, like if he has a big game, I'm not going to throw stats or words at you, but one big game away from it being like a 899 and a 2.8. I'm not great at math though, so don't fact check me.
That's probably right.
Probably right. The other part of the lineup report for the Oilers is going to be the new look power play units that they dished out. Top unit is projected, according to Daily Faceoff, Draisaitl, Skinner, Arvidsson, McDavid with Bouchard. The second unit, Nuge, Henrique, Hyman with Nurse and Ekholm. I have kind of two questions here. Do you think we actually see these tonight, or is it a smokescreen? Because we do know Knobloch likes to do that. It might have just been a little bit of a smokescreen.
All of a sudden, he's going to look at him like, gotcha.
Yeah.
I got.
He did that during the playoffs last year where he would work with certain lines for the practice day or for an off day, and the game would start and it'd be nothing like you expected. So I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibilities that
100%.
we don't see this.
I'm not mocking you. I just love the whole.
You were kind of mocking me.
No. I was mocking
the idea of it.
Coach Garlic.
Okay. But the other thing that'll be a big kind of test for me or question about how serious Knobloch is about changing up the power play units. Let me just run you through a hypothetical. You're not going to like it, but whatever.
I'm here.
Oilers are down 3-2. 15 minutes to go in the third period.
Shocker.
15 minutes to go in the third period, and they get a power play. You're telling me...
We don't score on the power play. Wow. Okay, yeah, carry on.
No, I mean, when they get that power play, you mean to tell me Chris Knobloch is going to sit there and go, Dry, Skinner, Arvidsson, McDavid over the board?
No way in hell.
No way.
Yeah, that's why it's like, I think he's just trying to see what it looks like. We're probably going to get the huge.
Agree or disagree?
And he's going to be like, gotcha.
To me.
And me.
Okay.
And maybe Liam, but Liam's muted him probably. So some sensitivity there.
No, Coach Nobby's on my good side.
For now.
Yeah, for now, unless he does this. I think, well, I don't know. I hate the smoke screen.
Okay, if I gave you...
I like the idea of trying something. We gotta like, there's something, we gotta try something new. Something's clogging
Switch
us
it
up.
on the first one.
If
But in the clutch, go back to what you know.
I like Arvidsson. I don't mind testing him out because he's a little muscle hamster, right? Like he's hungry and he's feisty, right? So I don't mind him in like the Hyman position.
I just don't know how good he necessarily is at that. He is a guy, go watch his highlights. He does score from distance at times.
But he can, but he's lethal like that.
Yep.
So that's where he's also kind of like a Nuge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If
I gave you mine,
sorry, I was going to say, so you think Arvidsson is a net guy? That's what we're assuming here, right?
I mean, I think that's
what if it's Skinner?
It could be. Skinner actually is decent around the net. He's good hands.
I wonder if that's kind of
as the Stuart is a net guy.
Kind of what he is.
Yeah.
And, like he's definitely a shooter as well, for sure. But I wonder if this unit can kind of bring that more element of surprise in the sense of like you can put Arvidsson in the front or you can put Skinner in front. Like Hyman and Nuge are where they are.
So the other thing that would do is it would give you a one-time threat on the other side because Arvidsson shoots right.
And he can 1T. That gives you that different look. So like you actually want to consider removing Dry from that unit. Crazy, but like as your right shot 1T guy.
If you were to truly split it up and have two equal units,
if you're just gonna flip the side,
because then you would
flip them over.
Yeah. If I gave you -110 odds on either side, first power play of the game tonight, who's over the boards? This top unit or the usual five?
This one.
You were confident in that
one. I think they should just try. How do I?
That's a lot of horsepower still, you know.
Totally.
It's not.
I think it's I think he does throw that over because when you look at that, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I think that they should do this, but then hey, maybe on the second try, throw out the normal one, like we'll call it. I guess.
What if they score?
Then throw out this one. But
there's a 1 in 10 chance they will.
That's
what the math's telling us right now.
Like a bit of more of an element of surprise, I guess you could say, being like, "Oh, damn, we weren't expecting this unit to get that tonight."
Yeah.
I just love like we're using the term surprise.
Ooh.
Anyways, yes, I know it's spooky.
Let's finish up the lineup report with the Pittsburgh Penguins side of things. Aaron, my laptop is frozen. Are we still good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I won't be able to see it, but feel free to flash up the Pittsburgh Penguins lines.
I can read them for you.
Thank you, Liam.
First line, are they up? Drew O'Connor, Sidney Crosby, Brian Rust. No goals together at 5-on-5 this season. Second line, Michael Bunting, Gino Malkin, Ricard Raquel, Tyler's favorite player.
I love him.
Third line, Anthony Beauvillier, the former Vancouver Canuck. Lars Eller, the former Hab. Cody Glass, the former Vegas Golden Knight. Fourth line, Kevin Hayes, Nola Chari, Jesse Puljujarvi.
The former Hurricane.
Yes, the former Hurricane.
5 points already this year.
Yeah, how? Didn't he have a big game? Or didn't he have like? Hasn't he had like
Scored a
two-
beauty against
Yeah.
Buffalo. I was watching that game live.
Defense pairings: Marcus Pedersen, Chris Letang, Matt Grizzlick.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Keep going.
Thank you. Eric Carlson, Ryan Graves, Jack St. Ivany.
Let me see.
Ivany?
Who is that?
I don't
St.
know.
Ivany.
St. Ivany. He wears number 3. He is, I don't know. I can't even copy and paste his name. Let's see where he used to play. I'm going to guess he's 25 years old, and that's him in a fly. He was a former Flyers 4th round pick.
He looks like Max Pacioretty.
He kind of does. A knockoff Pacioretty.
Young Pacioretty.
He had
Coming this fall to CBS.
Wow, he had 24 points at his last year in Boston College as a defenseman. That's not bad. Yeah, you know.
And starting in net tonight for the Pittsburgh Penguins is,
Jesse Bloomquist. Is that his name?
I think it's Yoel.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have enough. I was looking at John.
Yol.
St.
It is
Ivany.
Yol.
Okay. Oh, we're back.
Twist.
My laptop works again.
The
He's
stream
done
get shut
well.
down?
Joe, isn't he? He's part of that draft that was did really well, right?
2020.
Yeah.
He has a
Blomqvist, yeah.
316 and a 908.
Oh, he looks like
Guess
he-
what side has the yellow on the graphic? The Penguins.
Yeah, it's going to be the Penguin side of it. All right, there you go. That is your lineup report for our friends over at Square. Continuing along with the show, there's been some significant news today, guys. So I wanted to do a little around the NHL, brought to you by Prime. Prime Monday Night Hockey is here, and it is your exclusive home for the NHL on Monday nights. And guess what? We're only about 10 days away from Edmonton making their Prime Monday night debut. Next Monday, it's Toronto in Winnipeg. The Monday after that, it's New Jersey in Edmonton.
Oh,
And the only way you can watch that
Okay.
game on TV in Canada is by watching it on Prime. So if you don't have a membership yet, go to the description or go to our episode description, click the Prime link. You'll be prompted. And guess what? You're going to get a free month of Amazon Prime. And it's not just Prime Video either. It's everything you get with Prime, which is awesome. So sign up today, get your free 30 days. And if you're a student, that 30 days or that free trial actually extends all the way up to 6 months, which is a
Wow.
great deal. Prime Monday Night Hockey. It's on Monday.
It's on Prime.
It's on Prime. Thank you, Liam. Around the NHL, Alexis Lafreniere has a new extension with the New York
Johnny
Rangers.
Lazarus is doing cartwheels in Times Square.
Did you hear what the deal was?
I'm going to guess it is 7 by 7.45.
Jay saw the deal. A 7 by 7.45 for Alexis Lafreniere in New York, which is almost identical to the extension Shea Theodore got in Vegas.
Oh, is it? And Shea Theodore's, how old is he now?
29.
Yeah.
I actually think that's a good deal for both sides. There's the Lafreniere extension details from our boy Hart over at Puckpedia. Get some signing bonus money, get some trade protection as well. And it's a really good example of not every prospect develops at the same rate. Some first overall picks come into the league and it's boom, like smoke. Connor McDavid, point a game his first year, never looked back. Lafreniere, his first season, 21 points in 56 games. The next year, 31 and 79, which is actually a step back, I believe, points per game wise, or close to it.
Yeah.
Next year, got up
sophomore slump.
Next year, up to 39 points. Last year, up to 57 points, 28 goals. This year, point a game start, 4 goals in 7 games. I think he's the guy who is going to be a perennial 30-plus guy, somewhat responsible in his own end, too. Really good signing here. I like this move by the Rangers to get him locked up.
Yeah, I like him too. That's a good deal for them as well, especially like they're kind of going to need that next generation of players soon with the kind of core aging out a little bit. Not aging out, but getting older.
Yep.
I also have him on my Team Canada roster.
And I actually think he will be.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that not a hot take?
I think
I
they like
think
him
he's-
as a
yeah.
utility depth, kind of like he can play for a 4th line role.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays somewhat physical.
I'm going to characterize like crazy here.
Okay.
A first overall pick from the QMJHL is going to accept a 4th line role.
He accepted it for a year or a bottom 6 role with the Rangers for
Well,
the
he
last
didn't
few
have
years.
he didn't have a choice.
Well, he's not going to have a choice here either.
So either you go or you don't. And it's also in Montreal.
Sorry. If they invite him, he will go. But if you're managing the team, is he your guy? Is I guess, sorry, I should
I actually think he kind of is. Like, he's got some snarl to him.
Okay. I guess I got to watch him because I know nothing.
Yeah, fair.
And I'm making statements about him.
The other signing that we got recently was Shea Theodore. The Golden Knights now have locked up on their blue line for the next couple seasons, Pietrangelo, Hanifin, and Theodore. This is not going to be a fun thing for me to say as an Oilers guy, but assuming a $92 million cap next year, the Vegas Golden Knights will have $22 million in cap space with 7 top 9 forwards all under contract, 6 defensemen under contract, no goalies. They are going to have $22 million to sign a goalie and then upgrade their roster. Colby Cohn's hot take is that they're getting Igor Shesterkin, which would scare the shit out of me.
That would not be nice.
And a lot of other people are sitting there going, saying, hey, they're going to get Mitch Marner.
Doesn't he want like 14 million or something?
He wants like 12 or something, yeah. His ask, I think, is 12.5 because he wants to be the highest paid player on the Rangers. But his logic is, I'm the best player, pay me the most.
And a team like Vegas is quite frankly not going to care. Like, they will just pay him in and figure out who they're moving out.
Or they will go tax-free dollars, playboy.
Yeah.
Here's 11, and the deal's done.
Have they had success with Russian players there? Like Barbashev, obviously he's doing well.
Who is the guy?
I remember. I know.
Shipachev.
Yeah, he was there for like 2 weeks.
He was there for like 2 weeks. He was like, I'm going back to Russia.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here.
But point is, Vegas has a chance to do damage this offseason, and considering how aggressive they traditionally like being, that is mildly concerning. Let's talk
Sign him, Rangers. Come on.
Let's talk about some bets. That kind of ties into Vegas. For our friends at Bet365, the largest sports betting platform globally. Download the app today and use the promo code NATION. That is NATION to get in on a huge range of markets, whatever the sport, whatever the moment. It is never ordinary at Bet365. Liam is the only one who's won a bet this year.
What? What did you win?
I bet Nuge assist.
Oh, you're so brave.
Well, I'm winning, so.
I stink.
Well, wait till I win today.
Request, I would like a new photo. I think that's what I need to get.
I think we need a new year, new photo.
Yep.
Send me your picks.
I like when you pick them.
Okay, I'll pick. I actually thought about updating it today. So.
Here's what I'm going with tonight. I need to see one go through the hoop. Connor McDavid, traditionally very good against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Zach Hyman, 3+ shots on goal. He should be hungry tonight. He's hit this the last few games. Play these two together, plus 130. Just need to see one go through. This actually a little, like 2 points for McDavid to only get plus 130 and needing the shots. Like, I don't even love the value here, but I'm just going with this because I think they're both very likely to happen, and I need to see one win. Jay?
Oh, Liam.
Oh, Liam.
Skinner point.
Plus 105.
Plus 105. Happy with that one, Jay?
Wow, that's electric.
Yeah, well.
I have a funny feeling Jay's is not in the plus 100 range.
It's plus 1 something. It is Connor McDavid 2 points because he's going against Sid the Kid. Leon Draisaitl will also ride shotgun with that 2+ points. Matthias Ekholm is going to get a point, and Arvidsson, given his power play opportunity, is going to score a goal. Plus 1,400. I win this. Season's over.
Well, there's a lot of hockey games still to play, but I respect where you're coming with that. Okay.
It's a Friday night, gentlemen.
I rode with you.
It's
I said
on.
this is a Friday night parlay, as Fridays get.
I do like getting after it a little bit with the Friday nighter. Here are a couple of numbers from our friends at Bet365. Payouts for these players to register a power play point tonight. Arvidsson, what's his anytime goal? Can you flash that up?
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't break it down there. Okay. I'll go with him last. Jeff Skinner to get a power play point, plus 375. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, plus 330, moved off the top unit, but McDavid, minus 140. Hyman, plus 330. Ekholm, plus 625. But if they're splitting the units up a bit. Draisaitl, plus 135. Bouchard, plus 155. And Arvidsson, what's his
Can you parlay those?
I don't think it lets you anymore because there was a point last year where you could parlay McDavid and Draisaitl both to get a power play point, and it was like plus 300, and I was just always in on it. What's Arvidsson to score?
He's 240 to score.
Arvidsson to get a power play point is plus 375.
That is insanity.
Oh, that really is a shame that you can't parlay them together.
Tyler Mulick, I would like to advise you that he will be scoring tonight.
Yeah, Arvidsson goal coming up.
If you want to bet against the Oilers penalty kill, Sidney Crosby to get a power play points plus 180. That's probably a decent spot.
Well, there's a 50% chance they're scoring a power play goal if they get a power play.
Yeah. There you go. Good on the bets.
Good on the bets. Yamamoto is on waivers.
Yep.
And Ruby Jarventi's going down to Baco.
Yeah, and I also did some investigating into who
Is that the guy that got injured?
The guy we got for
yeah,
Borgo, yeah.
for Ottawa. I did some investigating into Igor Shesterkin's agent.
Yep.
His name is Maxim Moliver.
Yep.
His other NHL client, according to Puckpedia, is Evgeny Dadonov, who played for Vegas. Do you remember that whole saga of like they were trying to acquire him, but it was the what was it, the no list or something?
Ottawa
like that?
tried to trade him to Anaheim.
Yeah.
Didn't ask him if he wanted to waive his no trade. Then there was the whole thing against Ottawa. They had to give up a pick. Pierre Dorian got fired because of it, and then Vegas got the player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Vegas traded him to Montreal for
Thomas
Shea Weber.
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. His dead money.
Yeah. So that must be off the books, I guess.
Yeah, it must be. All right. Let's other sports reports since we're on Bet365. World Series begins this evening. I threw together a little parlay for over with our friends at Bet365. I have the Dodgers winning, both pitchers to go over 5 or more strikeouts, and Shohei Ohtani to get 1 hit. I'll just tell you the money. $40 into 370. Dodgers win, both pitchers get their strikeouts, Ohtani 1 hit.
Plus 9 something or plus 8 something.
It's nice and juicy. I like it. NFL weekend should be a good one in the NFL as well. It's a great sports weekend. We're
There's
leading
no
up.
bye weeks this week.
Oh, so
You get 8 games in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and the Oilers play at 4 o'clock. Bang.
Between today and Monday night, we will see 3 World Series games, a full NFL slate, full college slate. The Oilers will play 3 times tonight, Sunday, and Monday. And then you get like Monday Night Football, all that stuff in there. NBA still going on. This is lining up to be one of the best sports weekends of the year.
The Equinox.
The Equinox.
We
Also,
only get 1 Equinox this year.
only one.
Monday.
Monday's the only day where everything's in action.
I'm sorry, my Equinoxes take place in April when it's basketball. No, May. Basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs, baseball, and CFL.
Yes, you swap CFL for NFL in there.
The big 4, as they
That's
say.
my Equinox. It's a
Go
May
Hawks.
Equinox.
And
Late May, I believe.
Bolton play Peterborough tomorrow morning. for
Ooh,
those
how
interested.
are our Wanderers feeling right now?
They won on the weekend 2-1 against Burton. Our manager did get suspended 3 games for headbutting that player.
We like
Your
that kind of
manager did.
Yes.
Our
Oh, I
manager.
like it.
Our manager. It's the show
Yeah, we're
respects
seeing-
Bolton.
What I say? Oh,
You said your. Just saying, buy in a little around
Yeah,
the culture.
You're welcome to join the Trotter Army.
Wander up.
Wonder.
give me a jersey.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. I have to go back to England to get my jersey, but next time I go, I'll grab you.
Go Wanderers.
Go Wanderers.
Keys to victory for our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Did you know Sherwood Power Sports and Marine is home of the $50 bi-weekly ATV? You could be cruising around on an ATV for as low as $50 bi-weekly next summer. Get yourself in a boat for as low as $105 bi-weekly. Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, hockey fans helping hockey fans with motorcycles, quads, e-bikes, and boats. Visit them right in the heart of Sherwood Park. Keys to victory, boys. I'm just going to say it.
I wanna
Hot
say it.
take, sure. Special teams got to be better.
Damn it.
That is that's
Old
a
Tyler.
reach.
As Mulek said, special team battle. It is. It is. Get the power play going. Let's see if this new little combination of things from Nobby works. PK, just kill like you used to. I know you're missing McLeod and Fogle and some other pieces, but the Oilers still have guys who have been penalty killers in their career. They should be better than this. Skinner, be good. Power play, be good. Penalty kill, be good. You'll win.
I mean, it's hard to go
I
anywhere
know.
else, right? Like,
Come on, guys. Get creative.
all right.
Okay.
The goalie needs to be better on penalty kill. There
Okay.
you go.
Or just period.
Penalty kill specifically.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
They'll win if he is.
We need to score more than 2 goals this game.
That's a good one too. More than the other team.
Well, ideally that is the
Yeah.
goal, but if I think if we can score north of 2, we have a chance.
I'm saying finding consistency 5v5 and then let these lines cook.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boardsy will be live tonight at 6 o'clock. Pre-gaming with Boardsy. Post-game show right after. Who's hopping on with you?
Today, I got a little bit of me. I got a little bit of Patrick Puff. Got a little bit of Nation Dan over there. We're going to have a little argument about the wave and the way we both have differing opinions.
Oh, jeez.
And Preston Hodgkinson, I said he had a sit-down exclusive interview with Pool Party. Yes, he pulled Yarby, so he's joining at 6:20. Can pick his brain about everything Oilers and the reunion tribute video? Question mark.
No way.
The Bison King.
No way he gets a tribute.
Actually,
video.
I might wear my I have a Bison King Oilers jersey.
Oh, you got to wear that
Yeah,
tonight.
man.
You going to the game?
Yes.
You going to stay for the ceremony?
Oh yeah.
Is it after?
After the game. That makes sense.
geez.
On a Friday night.
Well, yeah. Well, they have a better chance to have me stay for it than come early for it.
My thing with this is, okay,
Oh, I wonder if they'll keep the concession open.
they said they will.
There you go.
My
good.
thing, I can't see people staying after. I think a lot of people are going to get up, whether the Oilers win or lose, and be like, see ya. To me, you can do a very good ceremony in 10 minutes before the game. So just start it at 7, do a good 10-minute ceremony, and then go to the game. I just feel like asking people to stay after for like a 30-minute ceremony on a Friday night is a little foolish.
There's another thing too.
Well, we'll see, because I've been to them when they do it before the game, and they're not that well attended.
Yeah, the Kevin Lowe banner raising, there was no one there.
Right. So I'm not, it's a calculated move. Let's see how it works. Like I will drink the Kool-Aid with them right now and think it'll perform better than a pregame.
Okay.
Do you think they could do it in the intermission, just not on the ice?
Yeah, probably.
Like,
But
what
then
if they
again,
just put it on the jumbotron and just had, I don't know.
I think the way you
Tony
do
talking.
it is you do a 10-minute ceremony before, you reveal it up there, everyone claps, and then first intermission, interview with Mac P, second intermission, interview with Randy Gregg,
Yeah,
and there
that's
you
a
go.
good idea.
All right, this one from our friend Puckpedia as we look to wrap up the show. He says Jarventi is being cleared, activated off IR, sent to the AHL. This clears $107 off his season opening IR cap hit. Edmonton now has $1.15 million in projected cap space.
$107.
$107,000.
Oh,
107K. Sorry. Edmonton now has $1.15 million in projected cap space. Can fit $1.26 million in annual cap hit right now onto their roster. And if they can keep this roster with these players at this size, with no one getting hurt at the deadline, they can fit $5.25 million worth of cap hits in.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
so how does it change between now and then? If they fill that 1-2 and there's still 5 at the deadline?
No, if they fill that 1-2 today, then they
There's zero
stop
at the
accruing for a month.
Yeah.
And it'll bring that number
The
down.
accrual gives you the equivalent of 5. Yeah.
Which is why I said keep the same lineup, no injuries, anything, and you'll have 5.25. So 5.25 million is the max they'll have at the deadline. It's probably going to be lower than that, but it should be.
Well, now you're seeing Kane is saying he's going to be back like early, which eats all that up.
No, it eats zero of that.
Really?
Yes.
He's not on LTIR.
He's not on LTIR. He's on IR.
So his cap hit is currently active.
Oh, sorry. I thought, yeah. Wow.
So if you get to the deadline and learn that Kane
So
is
your
out,
trade deadline acquisition is Evander Kane and one other player.
well, 5.25, you can do damage with that.
100%. So I'm
'Cause you
saying
can-
Kane and someone else.
Well, you can get someone retained. Like you could get guys retained down to 2 mil and bring in a couple of pieces.
What did they get Henrique retained down to last year?
Wasn't
Wasn't
he-
that like 2.5?
He was 2 or 1 something because he got retained twice.
Once.
Oh, just once?
Just once.
The other thing too is if you can get to the deadline, Jay, and then it's Evander Kane's recovery's taken a while. Oh, he's not going to be back to the playoffs. You can spend that 5.25 and then go spend Kane's money.
Well, that is like I've been saying
That's how
for
you.
literally the last 2 seasons. We need to get into this type of game.
Totally.
I'm good with either one.
All right, boys. It is a Friday. You know what? Just everyone watching, unless you're driving, close your eyes. Imagine walking home after a long day at work. It's Friday. God, you just want to relax. You reach into the fridge
Long walk.
and you pull out a nice, crisp
Oh.
orange can of Nation beer
Buddy,
with Odd
I'm
Company.
Me and BM are going for one after work.
Looks delicious. Odd Company is delicious. We're so excited to be partnering up with them for the all new and improved Nation Beer. Odd Company, 2 locations in the Edmonton area. It is a fantastic pre-gaming spot as well for game day like today. For any day, Nation Beer, the everyday lager. A Friday, it just hits different. It does. It just hits different.
Yeah, it does. Because you can have I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, more than one, and you can pay the price the next day.
Why not?
Do what you want every day.
It's Friday, dude.
All right, new episode of Oilers Nation Radio going to drop a little bit later on this afternoon. I have leftover oodle noodle that I'm going to go eat right now. That's also making me very excited.
What'd you get?
What do you get?
Tokyo glazed double beef. Did you like my reply yesterday?
Yes.
That's funny.
Is that all you get? Is that or ginger beef?
Yeah, I usually just rotate.
I'm
between the two.
on. So I had a Tokyo glaze recently, and because I love the udon noodles now, I'm bringing the udon noodles now into other dishes.
I do Tokyo glaze with udon.
Well, because it comes with udon. So I'm now like doing it with like a Mongolian or a Singapura or a combo box. I'm bringing in the udon.
Nice.
I think that's what I had the other day too, Tokyo glaze. But I had like some breaded chicken. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
It was amazing. It was so good. And I had a green onion cake,
Me too.
obviously.
The key is to get green onion cakes and then eat them first, so then you don't
Yes.
finish your whole box and then
Fresh
you
and
have
hot.
Yeah.
Fresh hot green onion cake. Elite.
I didn't
Yeah, I'm so
know they
hungry.
were like that.
What?
Would you expect them to be?
No. Like when we get it at the office, they come and they're still amazing. But when you get one like fresh off the
Fresh and hot.
it's
Yeah.
the best.
It's
Best.
yeah, amazing.
Oodle Noodle and Nation Beer. That is a good combo for you on a Friday night. Enjoy the hockey game tonight, everybody. Tune into Pregame with Boardsy at 6 o'clock after dark, immediately following the final horn. And hopefully it is a fun Friday edition of that show. We will be back on Monday, noon Mountain Time, to hopefully recap a weekend that features two Oilers wins. Enjoy it all. Oil up.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.